Our commencement speaker today, Dr. Megan Schuckman, is a second-generation CSC graduate and a second-generation physician. She completed the Rural Health Opportunities Program while also gaining practical experience working in the office of the Chadron Medical Clinic. In addition, she helped coach volleyball at her alma mater, Chadron High School, during her undergraduate college career. Megan graduated from CSC in 2008 and earned her doctorate from the University of Nebraska Med Science campus in Omaha in 2012. She continued her tradition to volunteer at 2 different UNMC clinics during her graduate work. In 2015, she completed a 3-year residency in Rapid City and was hired later that same year at the Chadron Medical Clinic, where she is a board-certified family medicine physician. Megan has many fond memories of CSC, including meeting her husband, Ben, a Broken Bow native. He earned a business administration degree in 2007, and the couple have 2 children. Her father, Dr. Ed Pelton, is a 1987 CSC alumnus, and her mother, Stephanie, also has a career in healthcare. Megan has 3 siblings, Mark, Matthew, and Madeline. We are fortunate to have Dr. Schuckman in our community and working in such a fine establishment as the Chadron Community Hospital. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Megan Schuckman.
Thank you and good morning. I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Chadron State College, the Board of Trustees, and also Dr. Ryan for inviting me to speak today. It's truly a great honor and a privilege to be up here today. This institution and this community hold a very special place in my heart and many, many memories. My time here at Chadron State was very limited, 4 years, a short time in my life. And at times it feels like decades ago, even though it was only 9 years. But it was a great 4 years here. So when Dr. Ryan invited me up here today, I was shocked, to say the least. In fact, my first thought was, why me? What could I offer these graduates? I'm not really that far removed from their place. I'm just starting out in my career. What advice could I offer them that they haven't heard before? And it was as if Dr. Ryan were quelling my doubts and reading my thoughts on the phone that day during our conversation. And he assured me that there were many great reasons why I should be up here today. However, I still told him I needed some time to think about it, which I think kind of surprised him. He was kind of speechless when I told him I needed to think about it for a minute. But if there's one thing that my career and life has taught me, it is that there's always time to make a decision. Maybe only a minute or 2 in my profession at times, but always a time to take a deep breath and steady yourself, because big decisions should not be made lightly or in haste. So right after that conversation with Dr. Ryan, I immediately picked up the phone and I called my husband, who told me that I should definitely do it. And that's another thing that I've learned in my time here on this earth, is that you need to find those who know you best and those who are going to allow you and encourage you to chase your dreams and even do scary, challenging things like speaking in front of a large room of people. So, but I'll talk about that a little bit later on as well. So my goal here today is to leave you with 3 things that you can take with you. I know I'm not the oldest person in this room, nor am I the most experienced person, and there are a lot of people out there that can give you better advice than what I can give you. But I am proud of what I've accomplished, both personally and professionally, and I'd love to leave you with some advice that's gotten me to where I am today. So here I go, and I will do my utmost to be brief, because I know there is a 23-month-old little boy who does not sit well for long periods of time. There are 3 things that I have learned in the 9 years since I sat in your seat and was in your position, things that I wish I would have focused on more at an earlier point in my life, and things that I try to implement into my life now. The first being, be great at the small things so that you can be extraordinary be good at the extraordinary. There's a quote by Aristotle that I've read a few times, but it really didn't resonate with me until I was preparing for this speech. And it is, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." And to me, what that means is you have to be very good at the everyday things. Be dedicated to the details, to the mundane things that you do every day, and take care to be good at those so when the extraordinary comes, you can be great at that. For me, in my everyday life, that's something like a basic physical exam. Nobody pats me on the back or gives me a big round of applause when I properly auscultate somebody's heart or do an adequate abdominal exam. But if I don't do those things correctly, then I am not going to be able to do the extraordinary that my job entails at times. So, you must be great at the building blocks that make up the foundation of what you do, whether it's your career or your personal life for that matter. The second is to commit to enjoying the journey. If there is something that I could go back and tell my 22-year-old self, it would be that. We all know the inevitable of what lies in front of all of us, and I, more so than I did when I was 22, understand that now, and that's probably a side effect of my career, I suppose. And I know I sound like your mom, your dad, your 80-year-old grandparent when I say that you have to enjoy every day. Yes, have goals. Yes, have dreams and things to look forward to. But don't spend your life with your nose to the grindstone with blinders on. Look up every once in a while and enjoy the scenery that is your journey. Meet new people. Reconnect with old friends. Don't put off living your life just because of your dreams. I was able and fortunate enough to come speak to the Health Professions Club a couple of years ago at their end of the year banquet while I was still a resident. And I shared my story up until that point. And I told them, when I was in college and I was in your shoes, I never thought that I would get married or have children until after I had finished my training to become a physician. And I am so glad that I did not do that. I'm glad I didn't put off things that I love so very much today just because of my dreams, because those things have made those dreams so much better. And today is definitely a day for you all to enjoy. The third thing is to surround yourself with people who will help you to succeed. My mom used to tell me when I was a teenager, and I quote, "Megan, you are who you hang out with." And I used to roll my eyes and argue with her because I thought she was only telling me that so that I wouldn't fall into the wrong crowd and do all of the things that would prevent me from reaching my goals. But now I know that you are only as strong as those around you allow you to be. So, Mom, you were right. And I think that she has waited a really long time to hear me say that out loud. So my challenge to you would be to surround yourself with people who encourage you, with people who inspire you, and with people who are going to believe in you and in your dreams. But don't just leave it at that. Also surround yourself with people who are going to challenge you and people who are going to redirect you when you get frustrated or off track on your journey. People who are going to call you out when you need to be called out. I have been blessed beyond measure to have people who have done all of that for me in my life. And it is my hope for you that you will have that same fortune. And with that, I would like to take the opportunity to thank some of those people who have spent the most time with me on my journey. First, to my husband, Ben, and to my kids, Eliana, Joe, and Easton Lee. I could not do what I do without you, and you make each day fuller than I could have ever imagined. You guys are truly what I never knew I always wanted. And to my mom and dad, and my siblings, Mark, Matthew, and Madeline May, most of whom are not here because they live out of town. You helped me to cultivate my dreams and aspirations, and you never let me believe there was something I couldn't do. You helped me to start out on my journey, and for that, I thank you. And lastly, to my grandparents, to my mother and father-in-law, to my aunts, uncles, cousins, and dear friends, you all have shown me so much love and support throughout the years, and I love you and I thank you. And now, I will say to you, the graduates, thank you for your time and your patience. I hope going forward, you make excellence a habit, surround yourself and hold on to those who will make you great, and that you will make a commitment to enjoy the journey starting today. Good luck on your bright future.